This is the meeting house of the Ethical Culture Society in Bergen County. Here are classes for children, programs of discussion for teenagers, adult education courses. Here, too, are made the plans which carry on the life of the society and the programs which illustrate its main concern, to help people live a better, more fruitful life here and now. Our meeting house is also part of the community. In it, one finds the County Health and Welfare Council, the Fair Housing Committee, the Family Counseling Committee. It has been used by CORE and the Mental Health Association. Its walls have echoed to debates about socialism and civil liberties, to the sound of children singing folk songs, to the bids of bridge players, and to the pensive silence of chess players. In the few brief years we have had this meeting house, it has already become a vital part of our society's life and of our community's life as well. One more tool for the work of ethical culture. We would want to stress the fact that it is only a tool. Bricks and mortar have no sacred quality for us. Our altar is the human personality. Our eternal light is the ethical ideal. Our worship is in the work we do together. We will no doubt have to build a larger meeting house someday. Already this building is crowded with activity and the demands keep coming in. When we do build it, it will be because it is needed for the ongoing task, not for the sake of having a monument to our ego. Our guiding thought in this is summed up in a phrase of Felix Adler, the founder of the ethical culture movement, who said that the place where men meet to seek the highest is holy ground. This place is holy to us, just because of the searching that goes on within its walls and for no other reason. We welcome your attention to one part of our search, the work with our children, the Sunday School of the Ethical Culture Society.
I'd like to tell you about our Sunday School. I suppose Sunday School is a bad name. When you say it, you think of a kind of priggishness and a goody-goodiness and a narrowness. And I don't think that describes our school at all. As you will see in our classes, we're trying to help children find themselves and find out for themselves. And our aim is education, not propaganda. But what does that mean? Basically, it means that we want to provide the kinds of experience that will help children understand themselves and their neighbors. Will help them appreciate the many, many different ways that people have dealt with their religious interests and needs. And will help them, too, have an inquiring mind about human values. This means that our school tries to teach ethics and human relations and comparative religions. Now, in a few short hours a week, we don't delude ourselves into thinking we can do more than introduce the youngster to these things. But we think the introduction itself is important. We see Sunday School as part of growing up, as one piece of experience that also includes family living, ordinary day school, friendships, all of the various items in our lives that contribute to our learning how to know and how to be better. Sunday School is important because it helps emphasize certain things, call attention to certain things. It's like a flashlight that illuminates part of our experience for us. I think it's also important to say that all of us, teachers, parents, and the school committee, know that we also are learning. Our school is not finished. It's always growing and changing. We're clear about our goals, most of them. We're always interested, however, in improving our methods and our curriculum. And now I'd like to turn you over to Mrs. Laura Mausner, the director of our school, who will show you what we're actually doing and what we're all about.
The children in our Sunday school range in age from 3 to 14 years. They start at the nursery and they graduate after the 9th grade. Aside from our curriculum, we have many other activities, including an interest program. Would you like to come around the school and visit the teachers and see some of the things we do? This is our kindergarten class. Good morning, children.
You all like to say good morning, Mrs. Nelson?
Good morning, Mrs. Nelson. I would love to hear you sing a song for us.
Who would like to sing a song for Mrs. Malcolm this morning? Claudia? And Claudia, would you like someone else to sing with you? Beverly, would you like to come over here? What would you like to sing for Mrs. Malcolm?
Talk about,
How about coming over here so she could be able to hear you? Okay, what would you like to sing?
The heart
A heart song. And would you like to sing it with her? Okay. Sing it nice and loud so the children way back can hear you. All right? Go ahead.
There's a little wheel a-turning in my heart. There's a little wheel a-turning in my heart. In my heart. In my heart. There's a little wheel a-turning in my heart.
That was very, very nice. Would you like to do it once more so that the children can hear you? And for the other children, would you all like to sing in the background with Claudia and Beverly? There's a little wheel a-turning in my heart. There's a little wheel a-turning in my heart. In my heart. In my heart. There's a little wheel a-turning in my heart. That was very nice. Would you all like to thank Beverly and Claudia? Say thank you. Thank you very, very much. If you want to sit down over here, we can all do a song together. Okay? You are. Isn't that nice? Okay, would you like to do some animal or bird song like we did last time? Sunday school? You want to do the turtle song? All right. There was a little turtle who lived in a box. He swam in the water. He climbed on the rock. He snapped at a mosquito. He snapped at a flea. He snapped at a minnow when he snapped at you. He caught the mosquito. He caught the flea. He caught the minnow, but he couldn't catch me. But he caught me. That was a lot of fun.
The 3rd grade is starting back in time, discussing the questions asked by primitive peoples, for some of which we're still seeking answers today. Mrs. Strickholm, would you like to ask your children what you've been talking about this year?
I'd be very happy to. Boys and girls, what are some of the primitive groups of people that we have studied this year? Craig?
Well, we have been studying about the Australian Aborigines and the African tribes and the early cavemen and the late cavemen.
Very good. And what were some of the ideas of primitive people that we've studied in our folk stories and our pictures and stories? Pam?
Some of them were that cavemen believed very strongly in magic, and they believed very strongly in totems, and they also believed in nature gods.
Thank you. Are there any other ideas that you'd like to add to these? Nina?
Well, the cavemen believed in animals, that when they drew a picture of an animal and threw a spear at it, if the spear hit the animal, they'd have good hunting.
And now a glimpse at grade 4, Mrs. Kowalski. This year we learned about men who dared to be different. Can any of you recall one of the men we studied who dared to be different? Judith?
Tom Perry.
Right. And who did we just finish talking about? Joseph?
Martin Luther, who started the Protestant Reformation and who broke away from the Catholic Church. And few men dared to at that time.
Oh. Could any of you recall some of the qualities that these men had in standing out against the people for the times in which they lived? Judith?
Braveness.
Yes. And Jean?
They were ambitious.
Good.
They were
John?
unwilling to give up.
Joseph?
Dared.
Good. Barbara?
Intelligent.
Yes. Rhoda?
They help people to get a better life.
Yes, they help people to get a better life. And we can learn much, can't we, from these men in working through our ideas if we're sure that they're going to make a better life for others.
Okay. This is our 6th grade. Dr. Mountain is the teacher.
We're going to discuss today the Bill of Rights of the United States Constitution. How many of you are familiar with this Bill of Rights? That's 6 yes. I see 2 hands that haven't come up. What is it, Wa?
I don't know much about it.
Well, let's go into it further. One of the ways in which we can explore the Bill of Rights further is to ask some questions about real situations and find out how you would react to them. Now, one of these questions that I have here is as follows, and I want you to give me a yes or no answer. Everyone should have the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to...
Here is a sample of one of our interest groups in action, our dramatic group. And it's under the supervision of Mrs. Gang. Tell me, Mrs. Gang, what are the children doing now?
Well, since you know this is creative dramatics and it's spontaneous, they're working on 3 different things, a reaction, and they have a group situation. We do have a backstage crew. That's it. And we're working on Peter Pan and Wendy. And we're now going to show you the spontaneous thing that they're working on. All right, curtain.
Oh, Mother, I'm so glad you wanted to. Oh, I'm sorry to ask. Excuse me, I got a telephone. Oh, Mother, who's that?
Of course not. You can't go.
Oh, some of the girls are going.
You're too young.
No, I'm not.
And the teacher will have the responsibility of 8 children. Absolutely not.
Oh, but Mother, please.
The case is closed.
Oh, Mother.
What?
You're silly. No, I'm not.
Jeannie.
Oh, children.
All right, close the curtain.
Now let's join our folk dance group. Mrs. Camilla, take over. program and will show us a small sample of the work they do.
We have music mainly in the classrooms where we learn songs of many different types. We have rhythm band instruments, many records, and we prepare songs for all the assemblies. We have a Glee Club started in December this year, and we'll sing for you now a round called New songs ring with gladness.
New songs ring with gladness, for spring and fall sadness. Once more in the merry band fights the shepherds upon the hill. La 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 la. New songs ring with gladness, for spring and fall sadness. Once more in the merry band fights the shepherds upon the hill. Once more in the merry band fights the shepherds upon the hill. Once more in the merry band fights the shepherds upon the hill. Once more in the merry band fights the shepherds upon the hill.
Why, children, how beautifully you sang that round. Your voices were lovely.
Miss Brown, may I show you a picture that I drew in art class today?
Did you make this, Dee? It is beautiful. My goodness. In some ways, I think that this picture says more than many words about what we are trying to teach in Sunday school. We've had our watermelon and finished our luncheon today. I think we can welcome the apprentices and tell them thank you for all of us for hard work done this year. You all finished ninth grade last year and thought hard about whether you wanted to come back to school and work with us, and we are very grateful to you that you did, because how would we have gotten along without you? You helped the teachers, you took care of the children when they needed the special care, you did errands, and some of you took over the classes. And we, the staff as well as the parents, are very thrilled that you were willing to do so, and we hope that you'll come back with us next year. This is the time that we ask you for suggestions and for possible complaints that you may have. Would any of you like to say something about your experiences as an apprentice? Jonathan, how about you?
I think my year here was very worthwhile. I think I learned a lot about children in the 6th grade and the differences between them, how they react to different situations. And,
Here we are meeting in the school auditorium to celebrate the end of the year at a spring party. All the children from grades nursery through 8, our 9th graders have graduated already, join the fun as they watch the program prepared by the various interest groups.
Get up on